Hey there. My name's Howard Egarove, and I've been talking about my my observations as being a guest teacher or a substitute teacher for over 25 years, and I don't know if this is the sixth, the seventh one in the that I've been doing. Not that it makes a damn bit of difference, and who the hell knows if anybody's listening to me? I'm listening to me. Well, um, but I'd like to before I set it for 3 minutes because that's what I do. I set it for 3 minutes here, and that way I'm not overwhelming you with my bullshit. But this next 3 minutes is gonna be one of a couple or two or three connected um, pieces, and they're connected to one overarching um, idea, and that's called observers of the sacred. And I'll talk about what that means in just a second. Because here we go, 3 minutes. And we're starting. All right, so first of all, I was teaching this past week at high school, and it was an odd day. Students who didn't decide to go to a field trip were left, and it was almost like an elementary a dynamic within a high school. There were like 5 or 6 kids there. One kid had to do some math work, and he'd failed the class, and now he was back doing it. And anyway, the deal is that I was talking to him because I could just smell the frustration and anger, actual anger that he was exuding. So I started talking to him, and you could tell that maybe home life wasn't exactly the best, but he's a freshman. He doesn't know what he's doing. He hates math. He hates this. He hates that. And so I asked him, do you like working with your hands? He goes, yes, I do. And so I started talking to him as more of a counselor. And the idea was to go out and look at the newspaper and see what's available. And then see, hey, that looks like a decent job. I'm kind of interested in that. I said, even though you're a freshman, call him up. Call up on the phone and say, hey, my name is, can I come and check out what you do? And if I had to get a job there, what would I need to do in order to get this job? Oh, I need to take Algebra 1. I don't need to take Algebra 1. What do I need to do? Because the fact is, if he knew that he liked this job, and he knew in order to get this job, he'd had to take Algebra 1, or he had to take geometry, then he'd have a reason for doing it. Now, that story, you could look at it a different way. And you can get mad at Ricardo. Say, Ricardo, that was his name. You're not doing the work, and you're behind, and blah blah blah, and start yelling and all this other stuff, or not even yelling, but just getting in his face about the whole thing. And that's why I want to go back to the idea of these next segments called observers of the sacred, because there's so much fucking crap that comes our way as a teacher that you forget what you really are. And what you really are is an observer of the sacred. What are you observing that's so sacred? Well, what you're observing is the growth of a human being, the evolution, the change, the transformation of a human being. And that is a very sacred event. And you are an observer of the sacred. And I really do feel that that's something that's many times missing in our day as a teacher. Well, that was my first installment of these last segment. If this is interesting to you, this term, the observer of the sacred, and what I mean more by that, and where I'm going to be going with that, you can check back in for the next installment, and then after you can comment along the way. You can always comment along the way by getting back to me at heb@findthefunproductions.com. Because remember, if you ain't spending the time finding fun, in your life and your work and what you do, then life becomes just a little more hollow, a little less meaningless. So, anyway, that's my 2 cents over 3 minutes, and we'll talk again soon. Be well.